Okay, good morning and welcome to a regular meeting of a panel of utility commissioners and staff of the Public Utilities Regulatory Authority held today, Wednesday, May 21st at 9 a.m. by remote teleconference. My name is Chairman Marissa Gillette and I'm joined virtually today by my colleagues, Commissioners Michael Karen and David Arconti. We have a regular calendar and a consent calendar in front of us today, so we will turn first to the regular calendar. There is one item, docket number 241023. The application for variance of regulation 161164 for 25 Old Shore Road and Old Line. And we'll turn to Authority Staff Attorney Janelle McGregory to present the decision for the panel's consideration, please.
Thank you. Good morning,
Janelle, you're quiet again. I'm so sorry. There you go.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning, Chairman Gillette, Commissioner Karen, and Commissioner Arconti. By application received on October 26, 2024, the applicant property owner, Ms. Victoria Vu, requested an exception to a standard water service connection by the Connecticut Water Company, or CWC, for the property, pursuant to General Statute 16-262 UD and Connecticut Agency Regulation 16-11-64. The authority denies Ms. Vu's application. General Statutes 16-262 UD and Connecticut Agencies Regulation 16-1164B address exceptions regarding water service connections. In order for an exception to be granted, the property owner must first make a written request to the water company. If such request is denied, the property owner may then request the authority grant an exception. The applicant has not demonstrated that an exception pursuant to General Statutes 16-262 UD or Connecticut Agency Regulations 16-11-64 is warranted because a proper water main extension to the frontage of the property and a service line across the property are feasible without the use of an easement. Through this docket, applicants submitted a written request for an exception to CWC, stating that a water main extension to the frontage of the property with a service line through the front yard may not meet the town's health department requirements with a specific leach field and septic tank covering the front of the property. In response to interrogatories, the applicant provided a scaled map of the property and an explanation regarding the circumstances warranting the granting of an exception based on the location of the septic system at the property. Specifically, the applicant states that a water service line from the frontage of the property is not feasible because it would violate the minimum separation of 75 feet between a septic field and a clean water source. Also, in response to interrogatories, the applicant showed that a proper easement is in place by submitting an executed easement agreement, as well as photos and a map of the easement property. CWC's position remains that, quote, the subject property should be supplied by a proper water main extension, end quote, and an exception is thus not warranted. In response to interrogatories, CWC provided documentation showing that a service line across the property from an extension of the water main would comply with the Connecticut Public Health Code and CWC's rules and regulations. CWC proposes that a water service line be installed from an extension of the water main to the frontage of the property and then across the property to the west of the existing driveway, whereas the septic system is located to the east of the driveway. Installation of the service line in this location would provide greater than 10 feet of horizontal separation from the existing subsurface septic system, which satisfies the requirement for separation distance as outlined in the Connecticut Public Health Code. CWC's proposal to extend the water main to the frontage of the property and install a water service line to the west of the driveway is feasible, complies with the applicable rules and regulations, and does not require the use of an easement. Thus, CWC determined that conditions in General Statutes 16-262 UD are not met and an exception is not warranted. The applicant has not met her burden to show very exceptional hardship circumstances warranting an exception pursuant to General Statute 16-262 UD or Connecticut Agency Regulation 16-1164. Therefore, the applicant's request for a variance is denied. The authority staff recommends adoption of this decision. Thank you.
Is there a motion?
Madam Chair, I move adoption.
Second.
The decision has been regularly moved and seconded. If there are no comments, Mr. Bumpin, please take the roll.
Commissioner Karen,
Yes.
Commissioner Conti,
Yes.
Chairman Gillette.
Yes, thank you. The decision has been adopted. We will turn next to our consent calendar on which there are 20 items. Is there a motion, please?
Madam Chairman, I move today's consent calendar, items 1 through 20.
Second the motion.
Thank you. The consent calendar has been regularly moved and seconded. Mr. Bumpin, please take the roll.
Commissioner Karen,
Yes.
Commissioner Conti,
Yes.
Chairman Gillette.
Yes. Thank you. The consent calendar has been adopted in full. We will adjourn and reconvene next Wednesday, May 28th at 9 a.m. by remote teleconference for our next regular